So let me get this straight. The only will is my own.
The first question is the walk of glory. Describe the walk from the dressing room to the mic. What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I'm really excited. It's like the calm before the storm too. You know, it's kind of like, you know, let's just make sure that you don't get too excited and too like worried about how many people or any of that stuff. You know, so it's really kind of the best part. You know, just being like it's gonna happen.
Do you have some sort of tricks to stay calm?
No, not really. We just kind of, you know, it's been a long time we've been doing this, so. But I just remember, you know, it's whatever happens, happens out there. You know, it's not like life or death. You know, it's pretty much, you know, we do our best that we can, and that's it.
What are you feeling? What sort of, is it tension or is it excitement? Or?
Yeah, it's both. It's probably 50% tension and 50% excitement. It's kind of like, you know, like waiting for that special person to show up at your house or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you talking with each other while walking the walk of glory?
A little bit, you know, but a lot of us, you know, we got our in-ears in and stuff. You can't really hear too much, so it's more like, I mean, we kind of talk to each other anyway, even though we have these on. We know what we're thinking, so, you know, just kind of like little things, you know.
And do you have certain positions that maybe you are always third or fourth or first?
No.
So there's no...
Corey's always last.
Yeah?
Yep.
Why, how come?
I don't know, it's just kind of like he's backing the whole thing up, you know?
Yeah. Okay. What is your first thought when you step on stage, actually on stage? What are you...
Making sure everything's kind of in position, you know what I mean? And nothing's broken or my drums are okay, like, because I don't even see my drums till I walk up there. So the first thing I do is kind of look around and find my bearings, you know?
What do you check?
Can I walk out there?
Okay,
Can I jump down?
Yeah.
Can I go on the other side? How deep is it? Like, I just try and figure out where I'm gonna be able to run wild.
Okay, and is it always the same what you see, or do you always have to, adjust to the stage everywhere?
You have to adjust, yeah, because I mean, like in America, we have the same stage. So all the time, like all your movements and everything that you're used to, you know, like techs and the monitors and everything's the same. But out here, sometimes you'll make a false move. You'll think you're back in Iowa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, shit, I hit a rail. I'm like, whoa. Like, you know, because, you know, you get into it and it's like...
What is the worst thing that has happened, maybe, that you didn't check?
I almost fell off in Serbia. They didn't, the stage was smaller and I'm used to like taking a couple steps and running that way, and I was like, and it was like 8 feet down. I was like, oh shit, like, so I had to have somebody come over and like make sure I didn't fall.
Okay, that's good.
So let me get this straight. The only will is my own.
Well, the new single is called Silver, over here. I have printed out the lyrics. Can you tell me what is the best part of the song, lyric-wise?
Right here.
So let me.
That one right there.
Can you read it out?
So let me get this straight. The only will is my own.
Explain to me.
I think it really sets up that verse. Like, so let me get this straight. You know, it's like really heavy and really cool, and it's really cool. Like Corey and I make contact always during that. So. What
is the song about for you?
Actually, for me, it's like being a kid again and driving around with your buddies in the car, and somebody lights a match, and you're like, damn, dude, like, get a lighter.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's a good song for me, like as far as hanging with my buddies and driving and doing whatever you did in the car, you know, and just hanging out, yeah.
And what is the song about? Do you know for Corey?
I don't.
No?
No.
Do you talk about it?
No, I never do, you know, because that's what's so cool about music, you know?
Yeah.
I want to make it my own.
Okay.
You know, his explanation might bum me out.
Okay,
you know?
it's true. Can you explain that a bit more? Like you were saying, when you drive around with your kids, being a kid again?
That was the best time of my life. You know, it was just really carefree, and I mean, we were responsible. We all had jobs and everything, but it's like when that was over, it was time to party. You know, all of us went to the same place on the lake, and you know, got in somebody's car and drove around and in the cornfields and drank beer, and smoked weed, and did everything that we did as kids. You know, and it was a real special time in my life musically, you know, friends wise. Like those are my friends for life. You know, like you spend a lot of time together. You know, as 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds. You know, just you don't really know what the fuck you're doing. You're trying to get laid. You're trying to buy beer and you're underage. Like all that stuff. You know, it was really fun.
Do you still see these people?
Yes, I do. Yeah, actually, some of us live real close together too.
And what do they think of your world now? Is it for them?
They keep me in check.
Yeah, how?
You know, I don't know. I just come home and, you know, if I ever feel like obviously, I've seen a lot of things that they haven't, and I've experienced a lot of things that they haven't. So it's hard for them to understand when I make comments like, "Oh, that was awesome that you fell off," and you know, they're like, "What are you talking?" Like, you know, there's just different levels of. How do you say it? Like desensitization, you know, like in Europe, you can't shock them as easily as you can in America, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
And so for them, it's hard to grasp. Right?
Sometimes they're just like, dude, what do you? Well, you know, come on. And I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm still on the road talking to clown. You know, and like, they don't. It's different languages, you know, for different situations.
But I think it's good for you to have those people.
It's the best. They've stuck by me, you know, even through all my, you know, hard times in the band and, you know, and all the good times and in the good times where you feel too good and you're like crazy or whatever. They get it, you know, and it just keeps me grounded, you know.
In an earlier interview, did you say that, well, you spoke about the hard times that you got. Did you talk about the band with it again or after it?
I don't really, they know, you know, without me saying anything, but I don't give out personal stuff about the band. You know, I keep it really, you know, these are my other brothers. Just like I don't tell, you know, them about them or anything, you know, so I keep it close, you know. So let me get this straight. The only will is my own.
You have been using, what sort of drumsticks do you use to get a different sound from Clown? Because I read somewhere that you use different drumsticks from Clown. What sort of?
It's not so much for the sound, it's just more for feel. Yeah. You know how like some guys have a heavier baseball bat than other guys, or some guys have different shafts in golf clubs. You know, it's just that's all that is.
What has happened to your hand now?
I don't know. I think it was about 3 shows ago I lost a stick and I got mad, so I started pounding the drum and I smashed it up. It's better today. Still a little fat though.
So maybe it's broken.
It might be. It might be.
Will you check into a doctor's or?
No. No, I'll wait and see. If it gets really bad, yeah, then I will, but okay. I can move it, so it's okay.
Okay. How is the touring been going? Because in the previous interview you said it's really hard sometimes with touring. Is it going well now? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's going really well. These last few days have been tough. The travel's been really hard, so it's, you know, you're trying to sleep on the floor or just anywhere you can real quick to, you know, just get some sleep. But for the most part, it's really good. You know, big festivals, you know, a couple days off here and there, so it's cool.
Does it get easier now? I mean, it's been 10 years now.
I'd like to say so, but no, man.
It's not.
Now we're wanted more and more and more. Yeah. You know, so it's like more demands, more interviews, more pictures, more shows. You know, it's like, but that's a good thing, you know. I mean, we never played in Serbia. We never played in where did we play before Serbia? Croatia. You know, like it's harder travel, but it's still worth it. You know, even though Serbia was only or Croatia was only 2,000 people, it went off, dude. Like it makes it, you know, it's good.
So that's the main thing for you.
We're still doing the work. We're still working hard. Like it's not like we've just drifted into this. All we play is this kind of thing now. You know, no, we still play 2,000 seaters. You know.
What makes it work for you then? Still after 10 years.
The kids, straight up, man. Like it's fun for all of us. I mean, it's what we do and it's what we've always wanted to do. But to see their reaction every night. And to know some kid in Croatia maybe had waited 10 years to see this band, you know, now he's 35 years old. You know, it's like we give him that gift, and it's awesome.
Do you get a chance to talk to the fans?
Yeah, I try to, but like a lot of times, the language is tough. You know, like it's not so bad around here and everything, but I noticed in Croatia and Serbia, not so much English, so.
But is there one thing that comes across when you speak to fans that they say to you, well, this is...
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. The only will is my own.
The new single, we already spoke about it. The clip, where is the clip being shot? The video clip.
We did it in Los Angeles, in a warehouse.
Can you explain a bit more what the clip is like?
It was cool. It was all of us had to jump into a big, like, I don't know, it's probably 8 feet deep dunk tank for all the water shots, you know, and just had to keep doing it over and over, and you're like, you know, in this water, and you had to climb up this huge ass ladder. I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? But and then the other section was the part that you see where we're all jamming, you know, 3 of us at a time. So 3 of us went in at each time and played the song a bunch of times, and then, you know, just picked out the best clips.
Are there certain songs now that you like more than others on All Hope Is Gone? Can you tell?
Yeah, definitely. Just like any record, you know.
Just tell me.
Gematria, dude.
Why? I
just love that song, man. Like, you know, I don't know what it necessarily means for Corey or whatever, but I think of the troops over there a lot, and, you know, and you know, it might be like kind of a theme song for them. You know, like get them excited, you know, and get them, because they have to be on top of their game, you know.
Do you know they are listening to that song over there?
Yes, I do. Yeah, we visit a lot of VA hospitals and stuff. Guys that get their legs blown off or their arms blown off and stuff, and they're always like, hey man, we listen to Slipknot all the time. You guys don't know how much you help us out, keep us like, you know, keep us alive, you know, and in the moment. And that's really huge, man, because...
What do they say then that your music helps them? Can you say?
Kind of the intensity.
Yeah?
You know, keeping them like intense and fired up and ready to, like, you know, do their thing, man, whatever that might be, whether it's storming a house or just sitting out on post, you know, they need to, you know, they need that relationship with something, you know, and music's a great venue for that.
Do you have an opinion about the war, or is it for you?
I don't dig war at all, man. You know, it's just, it sucks. So let me get this straight. The only will is my own.
There's one question that is circling around the internet. What is your mask based on? I read three explanations. What is the concept? What is
nothing. They had this mask made when I first got in the band.
So that's it.
So yeah,
nothing. that's the thing. Okay. Are there already talks about some new songs, new album, or are you still into All Hope Is Gone?
We kind of talk about it a little bit, but we really try and focus on the task at hand, which is this tour. You know, we don't record on the road, we don't do anything like that. So, but we're definitely going to, and that's great.
What do you talk about then now about new songs? Can you explain a bit?
Well, how many songs we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, just some under the weather things.
Okay,
yeah.
How many songs?
Can't tell you.
How?
No, that's still for us. We gotta have something for us, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Next year, 2010 or 2011?
Well, let me think. I'd say 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have some news, hopefully. Last question. I read on there were certain interviews about the role of producer Dave Fortman for this album. Jim was not really happy with him. Joey was. What are your thoughts on his producing? Yeah,
everybody. First of all, to produce Slipknot is like a task in itself. But I liked it because he was a good drummer. So like when Clown and I would play all the time, we just play all day to songs, and then he's like, "Oh man," I'm like, "Oh, what did I do in Sulphur?" I'm like, I can't remember what I did. And he's like, "Oh, it was kind of like this." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So it's good to have somebody that can communicate drum-wise with you, you know. And that was my experience.
Okay, so it was good for you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, let me see. I have another last question. Can you explain a bit more about your role in Sulphur? What did you do? How did you approach the song?
Obviously, I wait till it's like at least the vocals have to be on it for me to like start thinking of how the song feels and everything. And then Joey has a and then so that was one big part that we came in with, and I wanted to match him, you know, and get that part really heavy. And that's pretty much about it, you know. Otherwise, some little accents that we do and stuff. But
thank you for your time again.
You're welcome. Okay. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thanks.
One of the best, dude. I'm telling you.